Okay, hello, and welcome to this week's mentoring session. I see some names that I recognize already in the attendees, but we've only got 9 people in there at the moment, so let's give it just a minute or two to see if we get a few more people in. Can you also, please, if you can hear me and see me okay, just let me know by typing in the chat area, just yes or hi or whatever, so that I know I'm not speaking to myself, and that way I can do a little bit of good, hopefully. Okay. I know there's a delay always between what I say and what you hear. It varies. It can be as little as about 30-40 seconds, and it can be as much sometimes, I think, as about a minute and a half, and that's to do with Google systems. I don't know. I have some sort of understanding that they're looking to change that and improve things, but at the moment it is what it is. So looking forward to seeing. Okay, thank you, John. Says yes, you can hear me and you can see me. Good, good, good. We've got a couple more people in now, but still pretty slow. I've got module 3 of the list building available to you as a download, and we'll be giving you that in a little bit later on. It's a very valuable piece of information, and if you take it and use it, then I'm sure it'll help you find success. What we're looking at today, I'm going to be talking about 4 ways to get extraordinary results. What's extraordinary? I don't know. It's a word that means more than ordinary. And if you're looking at the internet today and people that are trying to make money online, then it's not hard to be extraordinary, because most of the people out there are failing. So we need to look at what we're doing. If you're doing what everybody else is doing, then you're going to get the results that everybody else is getting, and that essentially is not doing very well. So that's why I'm here, both this week and in future weeks and in past weeks, to try and break you out of that cycle of failure. The internet lifestyle may be a dream to you, but it's not really a dream. It is real. It is possible to have a business online that can not only provide you with a living, but a very, very good living. But more importantly than that, it can free your lifestyle up. It can change the way that you operate in so many ways. It can give you the freedom to be where you want, when you want, with who you want. You're not tied to a particular place because of a job. You can take that where you want. You can take it anywhere you want in the world. The only restrictions on you would be through the restrictions that you self-impose. You might not want to move because your kids are happy in the school there or something like that. But it gives you the choice. You can make those choices. So, as I say, while it may be a dream for you, it's not a dream. It's very, very real. It is achievable, and it's achievable by anybody. We seem to be getting a lot of flickering here. I hope that that I'm coming over okay. Let's just see who we've got in here now. Still poor attendance, but maybe we'll get some more later on. We had quite a few people signing up for this webinar throughout the day. So hopefully we're going to get a full house. If we get over 50 people, I'll be giving some money away. If we get under 50 people in attendance, I'm not going to give any money away. It's as simple as that. It's up to you to make sure that we get the people here. And if we get the people here, I'm happy to throw a little bit of cash around, as I have done in the past. We've had 75 people here, yeah, and then I've given away 3 or 4 $50 handouts. So it's really up to you to make sure that we fill the room. That way I don't feel that I'm wasting my time. I want to be able to make an impression on your life. Your success is my priority. And that's what these webinars are about. They're about helping you find success, helping you get beyond what everybody else is doing and do what the successful people are doing. And that then will be an extraordinary result, because the ordinary results are typically failure. Okay, some people might be making $100 or $200 a month. That's not life-changing. Some people might even be making $1,000 a month, and that's not life-changing either. What we're looking for is to be able to get you to a level where you can make on a regular basis far more than you need, whether that be 5,000 or 10,000, or I often quote 30,000. 30,000 a month is where I know that most people's lives change, because they then have totally sufficient to do everything that they want to do. So what is the internet lifestyle? First of all, the internet lifestyle, pretty simply, is being able to generate an income in a way that doesn't stop you doing the things that you want to do. If you've got a job and you have to attend that job and you have to turn up, means that you can't be somewhere else unless you take time off that job. Okay, I know that jobs nowadays, you get a lot of leeway, you get a lot of weeks holidays usually. When I had a job, which is a long time ago, when I started work, you got 2 weeks holiday, and you took them when the firm told you you could have them. It wasn't like it is now. And I think at that time we had 6 public holidays in the UK. So you were looking at 16 days, working days out of the year. On a working day at that time, there were 6 of them. We worked Monday to Saturday, 6 days, and we worked 8 hours a day. It was from 9 till 6, which, okay, that's 9 hours, but we had an hour for lunch, so there were 8 working hours, and it was a 48-hour week. So that's what it was. It was a 48-hour week with 6 days a week working, and then we progressed massively. We got to a half day on a Saturday, and that was a big thing. And gradually, over a period of time, things have got better for working. I mean, it's not unusual for people now to have 4 weeks holiday, and I think there's probably 8 or 10 public holidays in most countries. And there are things like flexi hours and all this sort of stuff, and a working week's probably now only, what, 35 hours instead of 48 when I started working, the average working week. So things have changed, but there's still that tiredness. You've got to be there when you're told that you've got to be there. You've got to do the things that you're told to do, and you don't have freedom to just say, okay, I fancy being in Bali next week. let me book a flight. I'm going. Because you can't do it in that way, but you can with an internet lifestyle, because as long as you're connected to the internet, you can run your business. What most people see and what most people think is that they can get an internet lifestyle like that. They can just switch it on, bang. And that's not true. They think they can make money on autopilot. Is it possible to make money on autopilot? Of course it is, yeah. But it isn't possible to do it from day one. You've got to build your business first. Once you've built your business, once you have an established business, once you've got a big list, once you have a responsive list, once you have all the contacts and the knowledge, and you've got products and you've got regular turnover and this sort of thing, then yeah, you can put in massive automation so that people are getting helped along. You're helping people through automated systems. There's lots going on that is run automatically. But you can't do it until you've built that business. You have to build it first. And if that's not what you want to hear, well, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So the internet lifestyle is there, but you've got to build it first. You can't just pay for a system and it gives you that internet lifestyle straight away. It doesn't work that way. And that's why so many people fail, because they're told that they can, and they're told that because people want to sell them a load of junk mostly. And to make the sales, they tell them, let's be honest, they tell them lies, okay? What people buy, generally speaking, is not what it says on the can. There may be good content in the can. It may be good information. There may be lots of good stuff in there, but it's not what they were sold. It's not what it says on the can. And quite often what's in the can is actually rubbish. But even when the contents in the can is good, it seldom is what is written on the can. So you've got to get real. The internet lifestyle is there. It is there for you to take, but you have to build your system first of all. You have to build your business. And once you've built your business, then yeah, you can take time and it can progress, and you can automate lots of the processes in your business. So it's not a dream, but it's not a lottery either. You can't just stick your money in and hope that you're going to win, because you're not going to win. It doesn't work that way. It's not instant. You have to put in the effort. How long does it take to build? It varies. It varies with people. Some people have done it very, very quickly. Some people are gifted and they've made lots of money quickly. Within 3, 4, 5, 6 months, some people are making 10,000 a month. But they're not the norm. And the reason that most people fail is because they jump from one thing to another. They don't spend the time building what they started with. I was recently visiting part of the country that I used to live in, North Devon, very beautiful part of the country, and we were doing it to show somebody where we used to live. And we were driving around and we stopped at a few places to show different places, and we got back to where we were staying, our hotel, at the end of the day, and we'd been out for, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours perhaps, driving around from place to place. And the person we were showing around said we could have been halfway home by now. It took us 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back. Now, we weren't going anywhere. We weren't getting there and we weren't coming back. it was a journey of exploration. It was something to be enjoyed as we were traveling. And it occurred to me that many people don't understand the whole thing that we're talking about. It's a journey. It's not getting somewhere. It's not going from A to B. It's the traveling from A to B to C to D. It's an ongoing process. And if you're not enjoying the journey, you're wasting your time, because it is constantly a journey. There is no destination. It's an ongoing thing. If you've been in a car with kids, are we there yet, Dad? Are we there yet? They get bored, they get fed up, because they're not interested in what's going on around them. They're not enjoying, they're not taking time to savor the things that are going past and what's happening. And this is something that you've got to learn to do, because the more you enjoy the journey, the better you'll become at the journey. And life is a journey. So to get to that internet lifestyle, it's not a destination. It's being a part of living an internet lifestyle and enjoying what you're doing, and having the ability to then make the choices and do everything you want. But what is it you want? Because that is point one of the 4 points, the 4 ways. And if we just go here, I think we can start typing it up. 4 ways to extraordinary results. I was planning to do a lot of slides for this, but we've had visitors and things have taken a different view. So we're going to talk through it this way. But you've got to decide what you want. Okay? So that's the first thing that you've got to do. Because if you don't know what you want, there's no way you're going to get it. And I know people that hope for things, they don't really want them. You've got to crave whatever it is that you are wanting. I had a case recently where there was an opportunity for a couple of people that I've been trying to get to make money online. People I like, and there was an opportunity to get involved in a program that was going to guarantee them to get to $10,000 income in a 90-day period. An excellent program. And because there was a competition running, it gave me some flexibility in what I could do. And I went to these 2 people and I said to them, I think you should get involved in this program right now. If you want to get involved in it, it's going to cost you $5,000. Or you can get involved for $2,000 and pay the other $3,000 later. And if things are tight for you, I'll transfer some funds from my bank account, and once you're in, because the time was limited, they had to make a decision within 24 hours. Once you're in, I will transfer the funds, and I know that you're struggling a little bit on cash flow. I will then lend you the money to pay off however you sorted out your thing, but it'll take me 3 or 4 days to get the money transferred. And I said, then you can pay me back out of the income that you generate through the program. Okay? Now, both of these people said, oh yeah, I'd love to do that, but I've got no money. And I'm going to come back to this money thing in a bit, but I said, look, all you have to do is find the source for the money, and then I'll lend it you, but I have to transfer it from my bank account so I can get it to you. And it's going to take me 2 or 3 days to get that transfer. At best, it might take 4 or 5, depends on how the banks are working. Haven't got the money, can't do it. Okay, opportunity missed. Next thing I hear is that one of these people has booked a holiday, family holiday, going abroad. They've just made a decision to spend thousands of dollars on a holiday. The point of this, the point is they wanted the holiday more than they wanted the lifestyle. They could have taken that money, put it into generating a lifestyle change, but instead they took the option for 2 weeks in the sunshine. They don't want, they don't have the desire to change their life. It's the difference between pleasure and happiness. You know, people would be happy to prolong their life, be healthy, have a long, healthy life where they can share that with their family, their children, their grandchildren. And they know that to do that, they've got to live a healthy lifestyle. But because they get pleasure from smoking cigarettes, for example, they take the instant gratification of smoking cigarettes, which they know deep inside is going to shorten their lifestyle, shorten their lifespan, and possibly create an unhealthy end to their life. And they take that instant gratification pleasure rather than the happiness. And this is what so many people do. The Dalai Lama wrote a great book. If you've not read it, I suggest you get it. It's called, I think it's called In Pursuit of Happiness, or something like that. And this is what he talks. He talks about the difference between pleasure and happiness. This short-term impulse to enjoy ourselves, take a ride that gets the adrenaline pumping for a few seconds, rather than build something which is going to produce lasting peace and happiness. And if you're not prepared to set that desire, really have that thing that you want focused on, then you're going to get it, because you're going to choose the short term. You're going to choose short-term pleasures, and you're going to gamble on this happening, and you're going to gamble on that happening. And I see it profoundly online. There's a new program comes up and it's the hot thing, and everybody rushes to this program because they think this is the great thing, it's going to make me money like that, and this is the internet dream that I've been looking for. And after a few weeks, there's another program over here that's promising this new lifestyle change, and droves of people move from there to there, and they're moving around. And I see people doing this constantly. They're moving from one program to another program to another program. They're looking for this instant gratification, and they won't get it. They're never going to find it, because it doesn't exist. You've got to want know what you want, and you've got to want it to the extent that you're prepared to do whatever it is to get it. And you've got to be there. So you've got to decide what you want. And that is the first thing. And that's what we put up there. Decide what you want and be prepared to do what it takes to get it. Okay, so you've got to be single-minded about it. Okay, and point 2, I'm going to type in here, is focus. And focus is important because without focusing on your goal, focusing on what you want to the exclusion of the short-term things, you will not get there. If you do not focus on getting that thing that you want, it will elude you. I promise you. You will not get it without focusing on it. And to focus on it, you've got to cut out all the disturbance. I don't know whether it happens now. The days before television, when radio was popular, you would look for your radio station, and sometimes there would be interference. There'd be a lot of static, and you'd have to try and fine tune it so that you could avoid that static and focus on what was being broadcast. And it's the same in your life now. Once you've decided what you want, you're going to find that there's a lot of static going on. There's a lot of people out there that say, oh, you won't be able to get that. Why should you think you can do this when you've never done it before? Why are you doing all this? You're going to get all this static. You're going to get people laughing at you. You're going to get people saying it's not possible. You're going to get people saying it's a load of hogwash, all this stuff, all this positive thinking, positive mental attitudes, never get you anywhere. And you have got to eliminate that from your focus. If people are putting that kind of nonsense in your mind, you've got to shut those people out of what you're doing. That doesn't mean that if your brother says you're stupid for doing this, you've got to never see your brother. It means that you have got to not get involved in talking about what you want with him. You've got to shut off any time that he says, oh, you're still doing that thing, and you've got to shut off. Say, look, what I'm doing there is none of your business, and I don't want to hear what you've got to say about it. So let's just talk about something else. Let's talk about the cricket match or whatever. Okay? You've got to cut that static out because it's there and it's distracting and it's going to stop you getting what you want. You've got to eliminate all that peripheral noise. You've got to get that out of your life and out of what you're doing. And that involves as well focusing on the reason, literally, the reason that most people fail with an online business is that they don't stick with one thing long enough to make it work. Okay? They don't. I'm not just talking about a program. I mean, people switch. You've seen it obviously in the hordes that are, as I talked about, that are drifting from program to program. But they will run 2 Facebook ads and they get no results. So that's Facebook ads out of the window. About free methods. Posting on forums. So they join 3 forums and they they try and get to know people, spend 10 minutes a day for a week on these 3 forums, and then they start spamming a few people and they get kicked out of the forum and they say, oh, well, that doesn't work. Whatever it is, they don't persist, they don't focus, they don't have the vision to say, okay, this is how I am going to get what I want, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it until I succeed. Okay, that is the type of focus you need. It's not I'm going to give this everything I've got for 6 weeks, and if I'm not making 10,000 a month at the end of 6 weeks, I'm moving on. Okay. Most people are in jobs for 40 years and they end up at the end of having a work life of 40 years with a pension that's less than they were making, with more time to spend that money. 40 years. And you talk to people about spending a year or 2 years building a proper business that's going to change their life forever, and they say, oh, I'm not going to spend 2 years. I'd rather spend 40 years getting nothing than spend 2 years to get what I really want. Pleasure or happiness? We're back there again. It's the, you've got to be focused on, what you want. You've got to be focused on getting it and how you're going to get it. You've got to build plans and you've got to develop them and you've got to decide on how you're going to get there. But you've got to focus and you've got to eliminate all the noise, because that noise is going to distract you to the extent that you will not get what you want. So that's the second thing you've got to do. You've got to focus totally and eliminate the noise. And 3 is what I've just typed up there, invest. So what are we talking about when we talk about investment? We're talking about investment in yourself. We're talking about investment in your business. We're talking about investment in terms of time and effort and money. Because without that type of investment in yourself and your business, you will not get what you want. It will require an investment. In time, that investment will be repaid many times over, and you will be able to take a portion of what your income is and reinvest that and keep reinvesting it, and you will grow and grow and grow. But initially, you've got to be prepared to set the thing up, and you've got to be prepared to invest, and you've got to invest in a wise way. What you've got to do is find somebody who has what you want, okay, that first thing, and see what they're doing. Tony Robbins is built a multi-billion-dollar business on teaching people to model others. Okay, it's not a new concept, but it's something that he is very, very good at teaching. No matter what you want. One of his earliest successes was he went to the army and he said, I can improve the accuracy of your riflemen in target practice. And the army said, how? He said, how I do it is my business. Are you prepared to pay me X amount of money if I achieve the results? And they set results and they set the money, and what he did then was he went out and he interviewed the top marksmen in the army, the people that hit the bull more often than anybody else, and he found out what they were thinking, what their rationale was, everything that they did, their posture, their thoughts, everything connected with what they were doing when they were firing that gun. Not about how it was pointed and things like this. It was about the mental side of things, the physical, how that mental side came into the physical side, and what it was all about. And he started to teach these poorer shots that mental approach, the way to feel the way that these top sharpshooters felt. And by doing that, he got these poorer shots massive increases in results accuracy, and he got paid out by the army. Okay, now this was right at the beginning of his career, and he'd recognized that you had to model on somebody that was successful. So when you're investing in yourself and you're investing in your business, how and where do you invest? You look at somebody who is doing what you want to do successfully, and you don't copy them, because that doesn't work. You model them. You find out what is behind their success. You find out why they do things. Okay? You don't say, okay, this guy has this squeeze page, so I'll copy that squeeze page, and he sends them to this advert, so I'll do the same, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You've got to understand what's behind it all. You've got to understand why it works, because when you understand why it works, you can transfer that into how it works, and you can get the results that people are getting. So you've got to immerse yourself in somebody that is finding success in the area that you're looking at. Okay? And you find what drives them. You find how they do it. You find out how they think. You find out why they do something, why they use these words, why they put in this extra process, why it all happens, and you model the why. You model the reason behind it. Not copying them, you model them. Okay? And so you've got to find somebody, and you've got to totally immerse yourself in that person, and follow them, and find out what's driving them, what's in their mind that gets them the results that you want. And then you model that. You get those same ideas, that same structure into your mind, so that you can model them, not copy them. Big difference. Copying them will not get you where you want to go. I know that there's lots of people out there, they say, find somebody that's successful and copy what they do. It doesn't work. There are lots of people that have tried it. 90% of the people out there have probably tried it and they're failing. You've got to model them. You've got to find out what's behind it all. Because when you understand it, then you can do it, and you will get the results that they're getting. Okay? So that is what you've got to do when I'm talking about investment. I don't know what's happened there. Let's get back out of there. Let me see if I can. I've lost it. Let's cancel that for a minute, and we'll get this back up here, and then we go back here, and then we try. Now we've got it. So you invest in yourself and your business in time, effort, and money, and you do it by And you do it by modeling somebody that's getting the results that you want. Okay? Modeling, not copying. Very, very important. Okay, so those are your first three things. You've got to decide on what you want. You've got to focus totally on what you want, and you've got to invest in modeling somebody that's already successful to get what you want. Okay, and what you're looking for specifically when you're looking, perhaps you'll find a mentor or a trainer or something like that. When you're looking for that, you want to make sure that it's not just how, it's why. Okay, you don't want just the how, you want the why. You want to know why things are happening. Why do we do it this way? Why? Because only by knowing that why will you get the results that you want. So if you're looking for a course, does it give you the why? If you're looking for a mentor, is it going to tell you why? Okay, it's extremely important. And finally, and this is where a lot of people fall down as well, finally, and we'll put this up here now, the fourth thing is you've got to take action, because there are a lot of people that spend all the time analyzing things, and they get what's called analysis paralysis. They spend all the time looking at things, all the time trying to learn things, and they never take action. They're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect everything. And perfect isn't going to happen. You take action, and by taking action, you get results. And if the results aren't what you want, you review what you did and how you can change that until you start seeing the results improving. And through your modeling and mentoring, you'll be able to do that better than just trying it on your own. If you're doing Facebook ads, you don't give up after 2 because you've not made any money. You've got to look at them and say, why was I getting the clicks? If I was getting the clicks, why wasn't I getting the opt-ins? If I was getting the opt-ins, why wasn't I making the sales? Whatever it is you're doing, you've got to analyze it, break it down so that you can say, okay, let's change this and see if it changes that. Let's try it. And you've got to keep trying, and you've got to stick and focus on that thing that is going to get you where you want to go. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why it takes time. But if you don't understand why you're doing things, if you don't understand why you're putting a picture in your Facebook ad, what's the purpose of a picture in a Facebook ad? Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me why there is a picture in a Facebook ad? Let's just see if there's anything here. Hannah, this is not the place for this. If you've got questions, put in support tickets, please. I'm not here to answer questions on particular programs or whatever. I'm here to train people to be successful. So if you've got questions about a program that I run, put in a support desk ticket, please. What else have we got here? We've got somebody asking if I can leave them up so that you can take a screenshot of it. Yep, sure, that can be done. That's no problem. Okay, Ramon, you've got it. Yeah. The reason that you put a picture in a Facebook ad, apart from the fact that that's what you have to do anyway, the picture is there purely to grab attention. It's to get somebody to divert their eyes from what they're reading here, to go over here where your advert is. They say, oh, what's that? They look over here. Okay? It's purely to divert their attention from here to there. That is the object of the picture. It's not there to show you real. It's not there to influence them to do anything. It's not there for any reason other than to divert their eyes from here to here. And that's why you'll see sometimes pictures that seem totally unrelated to the actual text of the advert. Okay? It doesn't matter what the picture is as long as it grabs their attention and gets them there. Once they're there, if it links to the text, that's even better. If it makes sense with the text, that's even better. But you want something that people say, what's this? Bang. And then they read a little text bit and they take the action. You've got to know why things are happening, because if you don't know why, how can you change things satisfactorily? And that's why you model and not copy. And that's why with a Facebook ad, you normally want to be changing the picture about every 3 days if you're running it on a consistent basis, because people get used to seeing that picture and they ignore it. They say, oh, I've seen that, bang, and they shut it down. Okay, so that's why the life of a picture on a Facebook ad normally to keep the thing working and keep it running and at peak is about 3 days. You might get away with 5 days, but you'll see things dropping off because people have seen it. They've seen it, and you get the same thing with people's squeeze pages. There was one I saw just today, actually, and I thought, oh, I've seen that before. And then I realized that it was actually a different opportunity. It was a different video in the thing. I thought it was for this thing where they say, make $20 sending an email, and I'll give you $100 if you've not made money in 30 days or something like that. You've probably seen it. It was really big not long ago. The hordes went there, and I think most of them have left and they're off to somewhere new now. But so you'll still see that around. But the template, the way it was set out, the wording and everything, to me looked the same. And I thought, oh yeah, that's that guy advertising again. And for some reason, I was, just as I was clicking off it, I thought, oh, it's different. It's a different thing. And it was a different advert, but it was the same visual that I got. And it happens a lot. People use squeeze page templates and they're the same, and people have seen them. They say, oh, I've seen that, and they're gone. Oh, I've seen that before. Oh, I've seen that. That's been advertised for ages. Gone. Same template, different opportunity, different thing. But that's what happens a lot with all sorts of things. And squeeze pages, Facebook ads, same picture, lots of things. You've got to understand what's going on and why, because only when you understand why can you make educated changes to things. So where are we? Let's just go back here. Understand that nothing will ever be perfect. And get started. Understand why you do each thing. So every aspect of what you're doing, you've got to understand, think through, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I using this picture? Why am I putting this here? Why am I making the headline this color? Why am I, whatever it is you're doing, you've got to analyze it, understand why you're doing it. And so in a nutshell, what you've got is you want to decide what you want. You've got to be very clear on exactly what it is you want. And once you've decided and you're really clear on what it is you want, you've got to focus on getting it. And you've got to eliminate all the periphery, all the sidetracks, all the things that would stop you getting there. Anything that is going to distract you, take you off the road, any diversions. You've got to eliminate those. You've got to focus totally on getting what you want. And in doing that, you've got to invest in yourself and your business with time, effort, and money. And do it. Here we go. There's spelling. Or mistyping more than spelling. Do it by modeling somebody. Modeling, I think that should only be one L. Not sure. Look wrong both ways now. By modeling somebody who's getting the results you want. Don't copy them. Find out what they're doing, why they're doing, what's behind it, what their thinking is. And that's modeling. Model the person that is getting the results that you want. And in modeling, then you take action. You put that into action in yourself. Don't get bogged down in overanalyzing things. Get started and start making things happen. And if they're not the results that you want, and they're never going to be the perfect results, there's always going to be room for improvement and changing things. But if you understand everything about what you're doing, you can then modify it and the reasons why you're modifying it, and you can check the results, and gradually you will get better results. And if you want to take a screenshot of that, I would suggest that you take the screenshot now, because that is going to come back to me. Well, I'll tell you what, no, I'll leave it up, because there's something else briefly I want to touch on. We've got a few minutes here. And what you're going to revolve around ultimately in a business online is making sales. And so I just want to jot down a few reasons why people won't buy. And I could spend a day talking on this. But here we go. Money usually is an excuse. It's not a genuine reason. Get it right in a minute. Okay, there are 5 things there. Money usually is an excuse. It's not a reason. As I talked to you before when we were starting off this webinar, if somebody's got money to spend on one thing and they want what you've got enough, I mean, people will say, oh, I haven't got any money, and then you'll find that they've spent more than you wanted on something else. Need if a person doesn't need what you're selling, they're not gonna buy it regardless. Money is a red herring. You can ignore that. If somebody wants something enough, if they need it enough, they'll find the money for it. Okay, it's just that you've got to show sufficient value to them. Need, you've got to help people to see why whatever you have would help them solve some problem they have. Okay, and that is need. If they don't understand why they need it, they won't buy it. Whether they've got the money or they haven't got the money, it doesn't matter. Time, people will usually use this, and this is another red herring and an excuse. Oh, I haven't got the time for it. I don't have the time to look at it now. I don't have the time to get involved in this. I don't have the time. Everybody has the same amount of time. If the need is great enough, the time will be allocated. Urgency. People will put off things. It's natural for people to procrastinate. It's one of the traits of mankind, I'm afraid. And so if they think it's going to be around for a long time, they will put off doing it. They'll put off doing it. They'll put off doing it. So if, for example, they can buy it now or tomorrow or next week or next year, they're probably going to procrastinate and keep looking and never get round to actually taking action. So you've got to put some urgency into it. And the way that you can do that is by offering some extra package with it that they can only get if they take action within 24 hours or whatever it may be. And this works surprisingly well, even when the extra item really has not a great deal of value. I've seen people say, okay, I've got a training video, and unless you take action now, I'm not going to give you the training video. And I've seen people get amazing results from that, from just a short few-minute video, because they say, okay, I don't want to miss out on that, so I'll take action. The value was low, but they were losing. It was this sense of loss that they weren't going to get something if they didn't take action. The most important thing is people have got to trust you. If there is no trust there, they won't buy. If they believe that you are perhaps not 100% kosher or whatever, they will not buy. Okay, so I've put that up as well. So now you can take your screenshot. I'm not going to be typing anything else. So if you take your screenshot now, because I'm going to go back to me. Okay, I'm going to have a look at the chat. Okay, and I am going to put module 3 up. There it goes. So if you look in your pop-ins, or whatever it's called, yeah, pop-ins it's called, you will now see that there is module 3 of the list building income. Okay. What I also have, which is available to anybody, I have started a List Building 101 course, and it's going to take you through not just list building, because you're told that the money's in the list, and it's true if the list is good. But you've got to understand the list. Again, what I say, you've got to understand the reason behind it and why it works and how it works. And so I've found out that most people don't understand about list building. It's easy to build a list of thousands of people. It's easy to do, but it doesn't guarantee that you're going to make any money off that list. So the money isn't in the list. The money is in a good list, a responsive list. And I've got a list building course, and I'm going to just show you where you can get it. And it's in one of my websites, sawwp.com, and you need to be a member, but you can be a free member. That's no problem. So if somebody has invited you here and you're not a member of SAWP already, get a link from them and join SAWP. And when you log in, you will see something like this. We're going to go back to the screen share now. Okay. This is in fact somebody that's, well, it's my account actually, and I'm these. If you're a free member, you won't see these commissions tabs, and you won't see these level 1 to 5 members, but you will see the free members area. So you click on free members, and there's information here that is useful to you, that's going to help you. And if you go to the free training, I mean, take a look at all these links that are here, but if you go to the free training and you want to have a look at all these links as well, but what we're looking at currently is the marketing, and there are different things that you can learn about here: Facebook ads, free fast marketing to make 500 a day, free traffic. List building 101 is what I'm talking about right now, starting in marketing and promoting your links. These are all things that you want to be looking at, but what I'm talking about now is the list building 101. And this is here, and it's to help you set up and start, and this is something, a project that I'm doing, and I'm starting this from scratch. I am going to be building a list and making this list a responsive list. There are already videos in here. Some of these videos are teaching things that I've not seen taught anywhere else online. Doesn't mean that they're not there, it just means that I've not seen them. And it goes right the way through from startup all the way through to doing getting ready to start promoting and building your list in a way that will make that list responsive. Okay, so that's where you want to be, and it's where you once again, if you get into your free members area and you go to the marketing training, the free training, marketing and list building 101, that is a great course that will help anybody, and I will guarantee you now that if you follow this course to the letter, this time next year you will be making enough money to retire from your job if you want to. Okay, this time next year, oh, I'm not going to spend 12 months. Oh, no, I'd rather spend 40 years working in a dead-end job to end up with a pension that's half what I was earning. Okay, let's get real. You've got to build it first. Once you've built it, then you can take the time and you will be able to do whatever you want, when you want, how you want, with who you want. The internet lifestyle is not just a dream, it is there. It is there for you, same as same as I have it. It's there, you can have it. Anybody can have it. You've got to reach out and take it and understand that you've got to build it first, and it's not going to happen like that. If you're really motivated and good at everything you do, and you've got past experience in other areas that are going to help you, then you may be able to get to amazing results in 3, 4, 5, 6 months. If you're the normal person, it's going to take you time and it's going to build gradually. But if you follow that list building course, the letter, 12 months from now, you will have an income that will allow you to replace your job if you wish. And that's it. So have we got any more? Okay, we've got the download. We've not got any questions. Oh, quick poll, I think. Have I got one? No. I'll do this next time. Some people have said that they don't like the time, they don't like the day. We're always going to get that. When I started running these, I ran a poll of members to see what was the best day and time. But that may have changed. So next time, I'm going to run a poll to see what day and what time of day you want. And it's got to be something that fits in with me, obviously. But I'm reasonably flexible on it. So that's it. So you've got your download. We didn't have enough people here for me to give anything away. And that's it from me, with no questions there that I can see. So God bless you all. I hope that's been useful. Join SOAP. Get the link of whoever invited you here. Get that free training. There's lots more in there. I mean, we've got a done-for-you system that you can use as well, which will help you get along. But there's lots of good stuff in there. There's more being added on a daily basis. So join SOAP. You can join free. If you upgrade, you can start upgrades at just $7 a month, and you get amazing benefits for that. So just get involved and get on to whoever invited you there and start taking action. Okay? Do those 4 things. Decide what you want. Focus on it and exclude all the noise. Model somebody who's already got what you want. Model them, not copy them, and take action. Ongoing, constant action until you get where you want to go. And you will get extraordinary results. Okay? God bless. Love you all. Bye for now.